what we're going to do now, you've heard us talk before in the past about a few different things, one being Tommy's Heart. Now, remember, we were out broadcasting live.
Yeah, at Starlight Kitchen and Bath.
Yeah, we were out there doing a thing for Tommy's Heart, right? That's all about a memorial foundation that does some great work with heart screenings, with
teen
teenagers.
heart screenings.
We have a tie-in here at the radio station. And then, of course, we all were following the story of little London out of Grand Blanc. Now, she was one of our son's classmates.
Yeah.
They were in the same class, I believe, last year.
Last year, yeah.
And so we all know what happened with London. Now, these two worlds have kind of collided, and now you have two moms that are kind of joining forces here to turn a negative into a positive. So, with that being said, I want to welcome in, I guess, I found out, hold on, are you the president, Mary? Do you have a title of like Tommy's Heart? Are you the president?
I am the president.
All right. That's what your husband said. Like, your husband gives you a big title, okay?
Yes.
All right,
It's a Grand Poobah.
Grand Poobah. I like that.
I like that, too.
All right, so Mary Smith is here. You are the Grand Poobah of Tommy's Heart. And then we have London's mother here as well, Tina
Eisenweiss.
So why do I want to say Eisenberg? I don't know why the berg was on me.
No,
there.
you're wrong.
Eisenweiss.
I swear I could tell him that 8 times a day. He won't listen.
I don't listen to most things. I want to thank you both for coming in. Terrible morning to do it, and you guys still did. Thank you. This is what we call affectionately third winter. All right. Third winter. So let's talk a little bit real fast. Tina, tell us, how did you get in contact with Tommy's Heart and with Mary, and how did this all start?
Well, after, obviously with London, what happened with her, I started looking at things online, trying to do some research, and I did come across her foundation, Tommy's Foundation. And actually, a lot of people came to me and told me about it.
Sure.
And Mary herself has reached out to me. She sent me a book, to get me through my grief. And so there's been multiple ways, and we've done a radio show before as well.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, I mean, I don't want to drudge up emotions, but just in case people aren't familiar,
I guess
with what
we should
happened,
recap.
What happened with London and what happened with Tommy.
So with London, the most recent, obviously, your daughter London passed away very unexpectedly.
Yes,
due to a heart condition.
Undiagnosed,
undiagnosed, long QT syndrome.
Okay.
We had no idea. There are no symptoms.
Yeah.
Well, if there are symptoms, it could be a seizure, and it could be fainting.
Yeah.
And that's when you go into your rhythm. She was a gymnast.
Yeah.
And she did gymnastics 4 hours.
She was super active.
Yes.
Active little girl, yeah.
Yes, 4 hours, 4 days a week. And it's a very intense exercise. Never did she complain about, we've seen those two symptoms. But we went to a water park, and she went down a slide. And, when you get really excited, that can throw you into a rhythm. And then when she went down a slide, it threw her into the rhythm. She came out the bottom unresponsive.
Oh, my gosh.
And unfortunately, London did end up passing away about a week later, I believe.
Yes, about 9 days.
Okay. And then, so now here we are. We're talking about, and she was 10, right? Was it 10?
She was 10.
10 years old, heart condition. You'd say, well, hold on, that's an anomaly. It doesn't happen. And then Mary comes into it. Mary, for folks who don't know, why did you start Tommy's Heart?
Our story was similar to London's, that Tommy's death was completely unexpected.
Yeah.
He had come home from a friend's house, and he'd said, Mom, my heart's beating fast. And it wasn't maybe a minute later, he had collapsed.
Oh, God.
And we performed CPR on him and called paramedics, 911, and they came very fast. But we were unable to revive him.
And Tommy was how old?
17.
17
also
years
an
old.
athlete, too.
Also another athlete. So once again, you kind of, in your mind, we have this thought of, I'm healthy, I'm active, I'm this, I'm that. So
everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
And it may not be.
It's not really the truth. So now you talk about two women who are, gone through, bearing a child. You can't imagine it. It's the worst thing in the world. And you two find each other. How has this relationship developed in just these past few weeks? What's it like?
Well, that's a good question. I think it's going to be a long relationship.
Yeah.
And like I was telling Tina last time we talked, that we now belong to the most prestigious organization that nobody else wants to belong to.
Absolutely. Tina, same thing. I mean, it must have, I mean, I can't imagine what you're going through. It has to help to have Mary there, someone that's like, hey, been there.
Absolutely, because those are the only type of people who understand what I'm going through. You know, you have these people who say I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
And they have not even experienced that.
Yeah.
And adding on to how this relationship's going to be, not only is it going to be long term, we are going to be a team to make change.
And we're going to talk about that change coming back here. We have on the air with us some folks that are going to explain how you can prevent some heart problems in your child's life. All right. That's after Portugal Demand. Hang on.